Okay, we're back. You know, I said it would only be a moment for you, but I meant it would only be a moment for me because, like, you get to wait a whole day. But anyway, yeah, like, I wasn't about to make you wait another, like, 8 minutes of skipping. Because while I probably could have filled that time with blathering if I really tried, even I have my limits, man. I feel like I just couldn't do that to you. So anyway, what happened? You two have been friends for a long time, right? All I want to do is help you, but I can't do that if you're not going to tell me what happened. So please. Oh, she's cut me off. Go to the history, please.
She just made me mad, okay?
She didn't say something mean to you, did she?
Say something mean? Huh, she basically belittled me. I swear, every time we share poems, it's like she always has something to say. Whenever she talks about my writing, it's always about why I should have done this and why I shouldn't do that. And why her writing is superior while mine is just childish. Monica does it too sometimes, but at least she has nice things to say about my writing. With Yuri, it's like she is only ever ripping into my poems and pointing out every last thing she thinks is wrong with it. I've tried asking in some of her criticism, tried taking in some of her criticism, but no matter how I improve on my writing, it's never enough for her.
Wow. I should have known it wasn't the end of the text box. That's a lot to take in.
That, and it's like she never even wants to talk to me. Yuri has no problem talking to that new guy, but doesn't ever think about approaching me.
And do you ever try approaching her?
Well, not really. I've tried talking to her more if she ever wanted to talk.
What says she doesn't?
Just because of the way she is.
Uh-huh. You know, you two are pretty similar to each other.
Similar?
Yeah. You two are always so reserved that you both keep to your own opposite corners of the clubroom. Not to mention how different your preferences tend to be from one another. I can only imagine how difficult it must be for either of you to approach the other. That said, it's not like she doesn't want to approach you, Natsuki. It's just that she has a hard time coming up with an activity that she knows you'd enjoy, herself included. If the two of you could find a common interest, I have no doubts that she'd want to spend time with you just as much as you want to spend time with her. Natsuki averts her gaze once more, going silent for a moment. And this time, I take a look down at my tray of food, only to notice it's gone cold. I guess I'm not too hungry right now anyway. You could just find a microwave, bro.
You're not going to eat?
Nah, I think I grabbed a little more than I should have, haha.
Lucky, lunch never seems to fill me up.
Care to have this?
Huh? Are you sure?
Well, it's not like I'm gonna have it, so you can take it if you'd like. It's a little on the cold side, though.
Oh, that's okay.
I hand over my lunch to Natsuki, who starts chowing down right away. Man, she must have been really hungry. It almost reminds me of how Sayori is with sweets. I still remember the time I took my eyes off a cookie I picked up after school for just a second, only to look back and see the empty wrapper right in Sayori's hands. How she managed such a feat is still a mystery to me. While Natsuki continues practically inhaling the food I gave her, I contemplate the best way to get back on topic. So, will you be fine coming back to the club? She finishes up the bite in her mouth before responding.
It's not that I mind coming back to the club, it's just... I wish Yuri could be a little more understanding sometimes. I know her field of literature is way different than mine, but I feel as if she wants me to be just like her instead of allowing me to be myself.
I gotcha. If you ask me, it sounds like we should bring this up with Yuri. If you tell her how you really feel, then I'm positive we'll be able to learn how she really feels too.
I don't know. What if she just doesn't understand?
She'll understand, Natsuki, I promise.
I hope so.
Eli, Natsuki, is that Sayori because it's blue? Huh?
Whoever you were!
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
I'll see you later. And thanks for the food. The food? Wait, Natsuki.
Everything's fine, don't worry. She just needs a little more time on her own for now.
You sure?
Of course. Hey Monica, where exactly were you anyway? Before I spotted Natsuki, I didn't see you at our usual spot.
Oh, that's right. I've been running around a lot this morning and I completely forgot to check my phone. Sorry about that.
Don't sweat it. If anything, it gave me the perfect opportunity to see how Natsuki was holding up.
Then I guess it all worked out in the end.
You can say that again. By the way, if you don't mind me asking, what were you busy with?
Well, a few things surprise, actually. For one, I had to meet with the principal about Hallie's admission into the club and the 31st. I'll spare you most of the details, but I will say he was quite surprised when I told him about Hallie. Not exactly sure why, but it could just be because he's still new here.
I'd be surprised too. He's not exactly who I would have expected to be interested in literature.
Agreed, but neither were you, Eli.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I will say, however, that's not what took up most of my time this period. I stayed behind during my last period to help some of my classmates prepare for the exams, which made me completely lose track of the time.
Oh, I see. Well, wait, did you say exams?
Yeah. You didn't happen to forget about the midterms, did you, Eli?
Well, of course not. I just didn't know they started this soon.
Well, I hope you also remembered to study. You only have until next Monday.
I did.
If that's the case, then you should have nothing to worry about.
That doesn't exactly make the exams any less stressful, you know.
Well, we should probably start heading to our classes now.
Right.
See you guys at the club!
The girls and I head our separate ways, all while I now internally panic about the upcoming exams. Geez, I solve one problem only to have another bite me from behind when I least expect it. The sound of the clubroom door is the only thing to be heard as I enter the silence and as I enter. End of sentence. The silence is a little eerie, but nothing particularly unusual. It doesn't take long to realize why when I notice the lack of attendance. The only one present is Monica, who's sitting by the teacher's desk, completely buried in whatever she's writing inside her notebook. I didn't think I'd arrive early to the club, but then again, I might be able to use it to my advantage. Monica has yet to take notice of my presence, and it's not very often that I get the chance to scare Miss Club President. With no one else in the room to ruin the surprise, this should be a piece of cake. It takes most of my effort to contain my laughter as I steadily sneak up behind the teacher's desk. Sorry, Monica. This is simply payback for all those times you teased me back in second year.
You're not very good at scaring people, Eli.
Monica turns to face me, a stern look growing on her face.
Unless you've had other intentions for sneaking up on me.
What? No. It was the former, I promise.
That's what I thought.
I finally had a shot at getting my revenge, and I blew it. Damn you, Monica. I inadvertently blurt out that last part, to which she retorts with little hesitation.
Better luck next time, Eli. Assuming there ever will be a next time, that is.
I should just change the subject. Yeah, right. So where's Sayori?
Sayori?
She scans the room, evidently oblivious to Sayori's absence.
Now that you mention it, I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, come on. There's no way you could have noticed me before Sayori.
Well, it's easier to notice someone who was here, opposed to someone who isn't. Besides, you weren't exactly that sneaky, you know.
Yeah, I know, but... While I struggle to form a coherent sentence, the door across the room slides open. Oh, hey, Natsuki? Natsuki doesn't say a word while cautiously walking over towards the closet, catching us off guard. A thick silence takes over the clubroom as Monica and I briefly exchange eye contact, unsure of how to approach her. Following a few short seconds, I decide to break the ice by walking over to her. Monica follows shortly behind. Hey, Natsuki, is everything alright?
Yeah.
You sure? That didn't sound too confident.
Yuri isn't here yet, is she?
Oh, well...
Yuri and Sayori have both have yet to show, I'm afraid. Although I'm sure it will only be a matter of time before they arrive.
Yeah, the club only started a few minutes ago. They'll be here in no time.
Well, there's no reason for you two to keep standing over me like that. If there's something you need, just spit it out already.
Huh? I just wanted to know if you were alright. Natsuki abruptly stands up, looking me straight in the eyes.
I told you yeah, didn't I?
You did, but...
If that's all you had to ask me, then I'm going to use whatever time I have until Yuri shows up to read.
She heads inside the closet, pulling out a manga of hers. The manga in question doesn't seem to be one we've read together. Coupling that with her attitude gives me the obvious implication that she's still too uncomfortable to speak at the moment. Monica and I share a knowing look before giving Natsuki the space she needs. We walk towards the front of the room. However, the sound of rapid footsteps reverberating out in the halls quickly catches my attention. I wonder what group of people could possibly be causing the racket. My question is answered soon enough when a familiar figure busts through the door of the clubroom.
Ah! Ah! Sorry, I'm late, everyone! Oh, hey, Sayori.
Were you running? Sayori takes a moment to catch her breath before speaking up.
School's so big it took a while to search around. Search around? What do you mean by that, Sayori? I was looking for Yuri.
You say that like the two of you were in a game of hide and seek. How far did you go looking, anyway?
Oh! I first started at her last classroom, but I didn't see her walk out. Then I checked the front entrance, then the lunch area, then the library.
Geez, you didn't have to go searching the entire school.
Oh, I wasn't able to check the entire school. I actually got caught up talking with some friends before realizing how late I was. You didn't happen to spot Hallie on your travels, did you? Huh, he's not here. I'll take that as a no. Was he out searching for Yuri too?
Not that we're aware of. If I had to take a guess, he probably got caught up with something unexpected.
You say that, but...
I promise, Sayori. He said it himself that what happened yesterday wouldn't drive him away from the club. Whatever it is, I'm positive he and Yuri will come soon enough. As for what we do now... What's the plan, Monica?
Since Sayori's here now, I can let you in on some of the ideas we had for the 31st.
That's the school's Halloween celebration, right? Wouldn't it be similar to what we did for the last festival?
What we did last time wasn't all that enticing for those passing by. And those who did stay for the performances were, to put it lightly, intrigued by the actual subject. If we'd like to have a greater impact on this time around, then we'll have to switch things up.
I think I see what you're getting at. So, what kind of ideas have the two of you come up with?
Well, first things first.
Monica, Sayori, and I all discuss plans for the upcoming event while we await for everyone to show up. This goes on for longer than the three of us anticipated. I wonder what's taking the both of them so long. Or if they're really going to show up today at all. Meanwhile... I don't know if we're Hallie right now. My hand skims across the spines of books lined up across the shelf, searching for one with an interesting title. Finding a good book is a lot harder than I initially took it to be. So far, I've read the synopses of at least 10 different books, yet none of them seemed even remotely worth my time. What was it that they say again? Don't judge a book by its cover. I don't know, it sounds a lot easier said than done. After some time, my hand reaches the end of the shelf and I'm soon left with little options. Maybe I could find something if I tried selecting a book at random. It's either that, or I could just ask to borrow Yuri's book again. Okay, so I'm fairly confident we must be Hallie. But as willing as she might be, I'd like to keep some independence in the club. I wouldn't want her to get the wrong idea about it. Besides, I'm sure picking up a book for myself can prove to them that I'm taking this club with an elevated level of sincerity. I look back towards the bookshelf, closing my eyes whilst skimming my hand over the spines of each book in the row once more. My hand stops at one of them arbitrarily, and I pull it out of the shelf. Let's see. The 18th, huh? A distinctive name, for sure. The cover is equally unique, with the engraving of a moon standing above a landscape with a boy, 2 wolves, and a crayfish. Perhaps I should take a look at the synopsis. Flipping to the back, I notice the premise is unexpectedly right up my alley for a book I chose at random. The tone is comparable to that of the Portrait of Markov, except with a focus on mystery. To summarize, it's about a boy, assumedly the one from the cover, who's guided through the night by nothing more than some dim light, which acts as its only protection against the perils lurking within the unknown. It looks to be a lengthy read, so I think this will work quite well when passing the off time we get in the club. I take the book over to the front counter, only to come to a stop after noticing a familiar figure standing between 2 of the bookshelves. It seems like Yuri came here too. In all honesty, I'm not surprised she isn't at the club already. She seems to take immediate notice of my presence as she soon darts her eyes away before walking over to an adjacent row just out of my sight. Well, that was weird. Soon after dismissing her behavior, I suddenly remember what went down yesterday. The argument, that's right. If I remember correctly, Sayori should have already talked with her yesterday. Shouldn't she be over it by now? Checking the clock, I see the club's scheduled to start soon. Maybe I should let her know. Rounding the corner of the row she ran to, I can spot her turned away in the back corner, obscuring her face with a book. That's how she planned on avoiding me. Talk about low effort. You're not exactly invisible with that book in front of your face, Yuri. I know you can hear me. I try moving around her in hopes of catching her attention. However, Yuri shifts away her gaze right as I get within her line of sight. How the hell do I even go about talking to someone who can't even look me in the eyes? What a pain. I guess I'll force the book from her face. Attempt to soften your approach. Keep persisting. Attempt to soften your approach. She is a very sheepish person, so that may be my best shot. Yuri, I just want to talk. Can you please stop hiding? I wanted to ask a question, that's all. After another awkward moment of silence, she finally pipes up.
What is it?
Well, the club meeting should have started by now. I wanted to know why you're still in the library.
I won't be going to the club today.
Why so?
I need some time alone.
I see. Have you told the other club members?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
I have yet to do so.
Why's that? The least you could do is give a heads up, or they'll start getting concerned about you, Yuri. Yuri stays quiet, but I sense she understands where I'm coming from. If she isn't going to the club, I shouldn't waste more time here. I'm already late as is. I'll just let them know of your absence. I need to get going now. Oh, and I'm not mad over what took place yesterday. Arguments happen. I'm sure the rest of the club understands that as well. See ya.